Are you addicted to social media? Are you sure? Okay, so put your phones down and pay attention. How many of you have seen that AT&T commercial entitled "It Can Wait"? At one point it shows a mom and her little girl in their car driving and making small talk. The mom's phone beeps, so she picks it up and looks at it and tells the little girl, "Everyone loves that picture I posted of you." In that split second, their car collides head-on with a truck coming the opposite direction. I ask you again, are you addicted to social media? For most people, social networking sites like Facebook and Twitter are harmless platforms that allow social interaction and personal expression. For others, social media has become more than just entertainment. It has become a compulsion. The question is, can a person really become addicted to social media? The University of Chicago recently conducted one such study and found social media to be even more addictive than cigarettes and alcohol. So let me ask you this. When you go out to eat with friends and family or co-workers, how often do you look at your phone? How often do you say, "Hey, let's take a picture so I can post this on Facebook"? When you look around at the tables around you, how many people are engaged in conversation and how many people have their phones in their hands? I challenge you this. Next time you are in the restaurant, a doctor's office, or even sitting at a stoplight, take a look around. How many people do you see that are glued to their phones? In the 2 surveys I conducted, I found that roughly 91% of surveyed participants belong to one or more social media sites. Yet, 87% of them said they could live without social media, and most stated they didn't believe that social media is a vital daily tool. So why is it that so many people spend so much time on social media? Our obsession with our smartphones has been an increasing issue the past few years. People are becoming more apt to be labeled with social media addiction. First and foremost, I will explain the definition of what social media addiction is. Secondly, I will try to give you a better understanding to identify if you have an issue. Lastly, I will give you some pointers on how to address your addiction. Social media addiction is a phrase sometimes used to refer to someone spending too much time using Facebook, Twitter, or other forms of social media, so much so that it interferes with their other aspects of daily life. There's no official medical recognition of social media addiction as a disease or disorder, but there has also been a growing movement to include a psychiatric disorder with the title of Internet Addiction Disorder and/or Social Media Addiction. Now that we have discussed what social media addiction is, next I'd like to discuss how to identify if you are in this category. You may think your own social media habits are harmless, but how do you know if you've crossed the line into an addiction? Are you guilty of checking your Facebook account before you even get out of bed in the morning? Do you tweet while on a romantic first date? Do you reach for your phone to update your status every different place you go? If you answered yes to any of these questions, you may need to reevaluate your social media usage. One way to check yourself is to evaluate your feelings about social media. For instance, when you don't have access to it, say while you're on vacation or at an event such as a wedding, do you feel anxious? Are you thinking, "I can't wait to post these pictures online"? Are you thinking right now, "Man, I wish she'd hurry up, I need to look at my phone"? Again, if you answered yes to any of these questions, you may need to reevaluate your social media usage. In the article, Build It and It Will Come, one young woman was mugged for her smartphone, and she turned around and chased down her attackers to get it back. In that moment, she stated, "My smartphone was worth more than my life." We've just evaluated whether or not you're addicted to social media. Now let's find out some steps we can take to pull the reins back just a little. One of the best things you can do to rein in your addiction is to keep track of exactly how much time you're spending on sites like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. It's a good idea to schedule your social media time and stick to that schedule no matter what. Close down your web browsers, remove the applications that could potentially tempt you. Use a good old-fashioned alarm clock so that your cell phone doesn't linger by your bedside and keep you from getting the essential sleep. Essentially, you must be your own gatekeeper, and you must make sure you're getting your important tasks accomplished every day. Now, to conclude what we've just learned, we've defined social media addiction, gained a better understanding of identifying if you have an issue, and learned some pointers on how to address social media addiction. No matter if you're addicted or if you aren't, it's always a good practice to be aware of the time you're spending on social media. To quote A.J. Agrawal in Forbes magazine, social media is not always an online distraction or procrastination platform. While some may be addicted to their social media networks, it is one of the best ways to be informed. Thank you for your time.